Hello survivors, it's me Goldie and I'm excited to announce that we have brought back ARK News. On today's episode of CrossPlay ARK News, we're going to be discussing what has happened on the PvP cluster over the past few days. I might have missed something or I might not have had a chance to cover your story, so before you do anything, make sure you join the fresh and new Discord MSNBC ARK News to talk about what's going on with your tribe and what you have accomplished. We will be doing episodes of small tribe news and council only news along with crossplay. The following footage is brought to you by Flota Obi. He has some great PvP content out there along with some great commentary. Highly recommend checking out his channel, link will be in the description. Before we get into the video, I think it's very important that we acknowledge what the tribe map is. I'm sure a lot of you are going to be watching this video and not have much of an idea of what's been going on as you've been retired or playing other games. Tribe map is essentially something that's created to showcase who's allied with who's against who's neutral with who. There's a key in the top right that can highlight who's enemy, who's allied, and who's neutral, so I recommend pausing the video and giving that a look. So without further ado, let's jump straight into our first story. This week, Hydra and friends decided to fob Fallen Dynasty. Fallen Dynasty currently occupies server 2202. From the information I received, Hydra's fob was focused on Fallen Dynasty's green ob. Fallen Dynasty member XG4 Brielle gave a statement regarding the fob. Quote, "Imagine failing a 30 turret green ob when we were flooded at 10 pop." Many of you remember that I was formerly a Hydra player back in the Great War between 99 Problems and Hydra. I have no idea if this is a rebrand of Hydra, simply someone who decided that they liked the name. One thing that I do know though is that PP Ondatui, the famous leader of Hydra from Xbox, is now a happily engaged or married man who's settled down with a nice family. So if you're thinking that this is the old Hydra that is back, I personally don't believe that it is. However, I could be wrong. Our next story begins with Evil Nation. A group of 4 players in Evil Nation managed to acquire a tremendous amount of tames along with meat running the tribe that resides on server 2346. The meat run and loot was obtained by Evil Nation, infiltrating the hard underwater cave base on server. Speaking of Evil Nation, another group of them containing 5 players wiped the Oasis Cave on server 2241. And finally, to wrap things up with Evil Nation, 2 of their members dropped the teleporter on server 2251, which belonged to ST6. Another story we have, Space Cowboys went over to server 2122 to attack the Blue Cave, which they ended up successfully wiping. For those of you that are curious, it is not the same Space Cowboys that many of you remember. I believe they still have some of their OG members in there, but the leadership that once was is scattered between different tribes now or have quit. Bullseye, for example, is not in Space Cowboys. Foot, for example, has retired and has not played the game in a very long time. Same thing with Trauma Forest, he's in a completely different tribe. Now, some news regarding the Mega Alliance named Void. A group of allied tribes consisting of N1A, N3, Mandingos, NE, AK, and Deja Vu all gathered up to wipe Void's red obelisk. Another story we have involving Boonk Gang. Boongang and friends wiped the last cave on server 2086, which belonged to CXD. Their last cave was their easy underwater. Another story we have, a player in the CrossPlay Ascended community has accused blackfellas of cheating while their South Bear was attacked. Here is the evidence he submitted. I happen to be in contact with the leader of Tribe of Joe, which is the group of people that reside in Blackfellas that continuously get accused of cheating. I'm not going to take a biased standpoint. However, I will say, from what I have seen a significant amount of evidence that, in my opinion, would sway me to believe that Tribe of Joe are still cheating to this day. However, every time a cheating allegation is thrown at Tribe of Joe very carefully and cautiously throws an accusation that essentially proves whomever they're attacking was also doing something that wasn't so legit. And I'm mostly speaking on gang. I've seen a lot of evidence of gang members using the same exploits that Tribe of Joe use. If you want the truth, yes, Tribe of Joe are some of the biggest cheaters on ARK Ascended Evolved. However, no tribe is innocent. I've seen gang, I've seen Wii U, I've seen all different instances of aimbot and exploits used by every single tribe. No tribe is innocent. Some tribes just happen to cheat more than others. But we'll get Desire on for an interview and hopefully clear up some of these allegations and maybe tell his side of things. Other than that, that's pretty much all we have. I'd like to make a couple of announcements. I would like to get an interview done and uploaded over on Monday. I have two potential ones. I'd like to let you guys know I can either interview the leader of Tribe of Joe, which is Desire, and address these cheating allegations, or I can interview a leader in N3, which would be Cryptic, and kind of talk about what's going on in the war. It's up to you guys. I'll kind of take the majority of what you guys asked for in the comments and make that decision, but we will get them both done. One will just be up quicker than the other. Now, going into next week, we're going to have an episode of Small Tribe News. We're going to have an episode of Council Only News. So stay tuned for that, and make sure you join the MSNBC News Discord. We just got it set up today. Very simple. You join, you can kind of interact with everybody, talk your crap, whatever you want to do, but you can request the news anchor role and type into the channel, which will be uploaded on ARK News about what's going on in your corner of the ARK world. It's been an absolute delight to be back here. I hope you guys are looking forward to waking up, grabbing your cup of coffee, and figuring out who's meshing, who's cheating, and who's e-dating and getting exposed for it. So without further ado, have a nice rest of your day or night or whatever time you're watching this. This is Goldie, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.